Good morning. My name is Buddy Mix. I'm here in Kampala, Uganda, to interview a very prolific young man who has created an organization called Wato International. He's a CEO, an overseer, a businessman, an author. He's an actor, a producer, and a pastor. But not only is he a pastor, he is a teacher of pastors. He is the founding president of Wato International. He is the author of the book, Women Are Taking Over, which is the focus today here on Christoe TV. So please help me to welcome Mr. Emmanuel Christoe. I'm a chamarunji mukwano gwange.
I'm a chamarunji, buddy.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Emmanuel, you are a very rare male person here in Africa in that you're promoting the strength of women, and you're promoting their education, their development, and their growth here in your society. What is it about Wato International that, what made you think of Wato International?
Firstly, I would like to explain the meaning of the word Wato. W-A-T-O.
Right.
Wato stands for Women Are Taking Over. Yeah. Before I started the organization Wato International, I first wrote a book, Women Are Taking Over. And my main objective in Wato International is to support, strengthen, empower women to exercise, practice, and bring out their talents to the world, because I believe every woman is gifted, is talented, and every woman has a purpose, just like any other human being. So the meaning of this all, Wato International, is to empower women wherever they are around the world, and especially in Africa, so that they can be of help, they can be of value in our society. Yes.
Interesting. So why is it that you feel it's so important to promote women into positions of more authority?
Yes. As you know, that authority and leadership is about the passion, the capability and the capacity. So whoever has the capacity to lead, whether a woman or a man, have no reason why I don't support him or her.
And it seems that you're especially promoting them within the Christian ministry.
Yes.
Explain to us why you feel it's important for women to be leaders in the Christian community.
Okay. So as a Christian leader, in the aspect of leadership, first of all, I will explain what leadership is. Leadership is living an example. Actually, leadership is a very simple thing if you really do understand its meaning. Most people think that leadership is a tough task, but it's not. So it doesn't require physical energy, but it requires intellectual energy. How you think, how you see things. So I think women can be leaders both in church and also in the political world, and also in their communities. I think they can lead.
You discuss in your book, one of the topics that you mention about women is that they're survivors. You wrote about the population, and I'm wondering, is it true that women are exceeding men in numbers, as you usually said? And if it's true, why is it that women are exceeding men in numbers?
Yeah, it's true. It's not true, first of all, that women exceed men in numbers. No, it's not true. Actually, we have more men than women. So boys outnumber girls at birth by 1.07 to 1. But at the age of 65, that's when the numbers of men start to drop by 0.9 to 1 woman.
So this would be one of the sort of indications of women surviving longer than men.
Exactly. Women survive more than men. That's why you can find more widows than widowers. The reason that's why women survive more is because women have not engaged so much in a lot of stuff that women do engage in. Like, for example, you cannot find a polygamous woman. It's not easy. And it's 99% true. 99% true that it's not easy to find a woman cheating on a husband, especially in Africa. But most men have engaged in marrying many women, having unprotected sex. That's why most of them die of HIV and other diseases. Many engage themselves in drugs and other kind of stuff. They really don't care so much about their lives. That's why we die younger than women.
So you're saying that illness for men is more typical because they are more irrational about their desire and don't really take the necessary caution that they need to protect their health.
Exactly. We have speed as men. We do things so fast. We have a fast mind, fast because we have two brains. And women as kind of sensitive people. They go slow, they don't rush into things. That's why they make rightful decisions. We men, we are so fast in thinking and we make decisions instantly. So because of that, we find risking our own lives, our health, and our future because we make instant decisions which we cannot reverse in case of a mess.
In the case of unforeseen STD.
Exactly.
So in the context of your book, Women Are Taking Over, you're discussing how they have a sense of reservation about what they do. They take their time.
Yes, they take their time.
They're measured in their exposing themselves to harm.
Like for example, when a wife dies, a man cannot wait for even a month to get another woman. You can even see someone else at a burial. But the difference between women and men, women can stay because they want to take care of their children. So women are more patient than we men.
So that would lead to being a more patient and thoughtful, compassionate leader.
Yes. So that's the reason as why they survive longer, they live longer than we, because they are slow in making such decisions.
So this would be sort of the reason for you writing a book about women taking over. So you feel that women, because of this natural ability, or this natural instinct, would be better leaders? Is this true?
True. They can be better leaders. They can be better leaders because they are good decision makers. Because leadership is about decision making. If you make rightful decisions, that's one of the aspects of leadership.
So how does this fit in a biblical expression? How would you explain this in terms of the biblical background behind men and women?
Okay, like in which angle? In equality and leadership?
Yes.
Okay, according to the scriptures in the book of Genesis, when God created a woman and a man, he doesn't call them a man and a woman, he calls them man. Man simply stands for both female and male. So God created the two of them at the same time. But the difference, the uniqueness here, none of them had realized his responsibility. Not until he joined them as a wife and a husband. they didn't know that they were different because they were living together. So, and God actually assigned them to rule over the earth, both of them according to the scripture. But then, as time went on, that's when they realized their differences. And when Adam looked at Eve, he could see that this woman was different. She's a person, she's a human being, she's the bone of my bone, the flesh of my flesh. But then, let me call her a woman. We are different.
So you feel that in a biblical sense, God didn't create a man and a woman. He created two individuals, and over time, man distinguished between himself and this other individual by calling them a woman.
Yes, and he could see, Adam could see the uniqueness in Eve, which we are misinterpreting as inferiority and inequality.
Interesting, yes.
But it's actually not, women are not inferior to us, but they are just unique. There's that kind of difference that we do have. Like, for example, the story of Adam and Eve gives us a picture of how we are raised. When you are still a child, you don't know who you are. You don't. That's why you can find a boy putting on a dress, and you find a girl putting on a trouser, a men's trouser.
So
they don't know what they are.
They're just looking and experimenting.
They are imitating their parents. So as you grow up, you start realizing, oh, I'm not supposed to be like this. I'm a man. When you're kids, they can even walk naked. They don't mind, they don't care. But once they start growing, they start feeling
sense of separation.
Exactly. So this is the same that applied to Adam and Eve. They started growing in mind, and they started to discover things. Yes, the uniquenesses about them. And then as they grew up, Adam realized that she's bones of my bone and my flesh, but she's not male, she's female, and I'll call her woman. Yes, but both of them were created to rule.
So in regard to that, it seems that as if, like a child being raised, at first they don't realize the differences.
No, they don't.
So as far as Adam and Eve were concerned, they too, in the beginning, did not realize.
They didn't.
Wonderful. So how are women treated in the African culture today?
In my culture, in my tribe, we have traditions, we have beliefs and norms. Like, for example, women are treated a little lower to men. We have 65 tribes in Uganda.
In Uganda alone, there's 65 tribes.
And we speak 66 languages. Do you know that?
Do you consider these to be complete languages, or are they accents of the same language?
No, not the same language.
They're completely different.
So
65 different languages.
Exactly.
Amazing.
The same applies to the world at large. We are over 6,000 tribes in the world, different cultures, and we speak 6,000 languages in the world. So each culture and each background, they have different way of behavior, the way they view things, the way they treat women. And in my tribe, women are not even allowed to eat eggs and chicken.
Oh.
Yeah. So a woman prepares chicken, and for the husband and for the male child, for the male children. So as she serves them the chicken, she's seated there eating vegetables.
So what is it about an animal of this nature, like a chicken or the egg? What is it about that makes your culture feel it's something that women shouldn't?
They think that every good thing belongs to men.
Interesting.
As the heads of their families, so everything good belongs to them. So women have to be submissive and to be under men and to listen and also to obey.
So in other cultures around the world, that type of submission has been a point of contention between men and women.
Yeah.
And women are fighting to be more equal, and yet they're different.
Yeah.
So how do you foresee the equality between men and women evolving over time now that you feel that they need to be more recognized as figures of authority?
Before I talk about equality, I'll talk about the uniqueness and the differences. First of all, being unique is not being inferior. So we misunderstand uniqueness with equality. According to God, we are all equal. What makes us equal? We are all born of a woman, and we all die. We face the same challenges.
So there are philosophies, or there are people out there that are promoting that women are not women, they're simply child bearers. So in this respect, you're saying women are taking over, but they're definitely women. They're definitely mothers, because they give birth to all of us, man or woman. In the course of development of your inspiring, encouraging, and supporting women to become more not commanding, but more confident in their abilities, how do you, what are some of the ways in this book, Women Are Taking Over, that you feel women need to focus on to develop in this way?
Firstly, women have to be educated. In my tribe, most families could educate boys and leave the girls behind, simply because they think that girls are going to get married, so they are treated as property to them, because when you are giving away a girl for marriage, they have to pay you dowry. You ask for anything, people get rich by selling their girls to men. And then back in those days, before now, a girl could be forced to get married at 13 and 14 to a man she has never loved and she has never met, simply because the man is rich. And then the girl is forced to have sex for her very first time
with someone that she doesn't
exactly
or have any feeling for.
So women have been, in my culture, women were being viewed as property. So there is nothing they see in them, and the only thing they see in women is giving birth to kids. And if in case a woman is barren, you're not considered a woman. You're not considered a woman. You have to make sure that you give birth, and you give birth to as many kids as you can. My mother gave birth to 11.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's a big family.
So that's a woman.
Has anyone else in your family taken up this cause?
Yeah, they're trying. But as you know, things are keeping on changing. You cannot have so many children at this moment like they used to.
Well, Emmanuel, I read this book, and it's really a fabulous thing to consider. You know, it's something that I feel people in the world need to really open their minds to. As you said, you know, women do need to be educated. I have always found that a stronger woman is more of a partner than one that I just simply have to take care of. And that comes through education. Whether it be through trades such as sewing, or such as tailoring or cosmetology, or something of that nature, to give a woman a sense of confidence and something that they can do to participate and contribute to the family's wealth.
Exactly.
Is, in my experience, very important. So in your book here, in this discussion of Women Are Taking Over, you are helping women to realize that they do need to get an education. They do need to foster their confidence. book, you refer to men being
Being
weaker
weaker
than women.
than women.
Sorry if I turn that around.
Firstly, I'll explain about why I came up with the topic of the strength of a woman. There is a difference between strength and energy. Strength and muscles. Most people think that strength is being masculine.
Most people think of strength as
It's being masculine.
or masculine. Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
So, strength is not energy, power, and masculinity. But strength is simply dealing with issues, fixing problems, digging to the solutions, and finding the answers. So, the fact that God created Eve for Adam is because the Bible calls her a helper. If you are strong enough, you don't need help. The reason as why you need help is because you are weak.
So in a sense, God created woman for man because he's weak.
He's weak, definitely. And where does the strength of a woman comes from?
Well,
the strength of a woman comes from the areas of weakness in men.
Okay.
What a man cannot fix by himself is what makes a woman strong. Yes. Like, for example, if a woman has, let's say, for example, men can make money, right? But men cannot give birth. They can't. A woman bears the pain, carries the pregnancy for 9 months for your child, and then she pushes it out. Not only that, she takes care of the children. She raises them. She teaches them. In our culture, women prepare meals. Yes. And in our culture, children spend most of their time with their mothers. So men don't have that time. They don't. And you can find the strength of a woman, for example, if in case if a woman is a good cook, if a woman is a good cook, she can she fills the gap, that empty gap of a man who wants to eat a lot. Yes. So she overpowers him by the cooking. Men are naturally naturally shabby. We are disorganized. We don't want to wash. We are so busy thinking about business. We cannot organize the house. We are so busy thinking about business. So the small things that we look at and we see that they are very simple, we cannot do them ourselves. We can't. Those areas that look to be simple, they are very strong and we need them. So you find the strength of a woman when she is dealing with a dirty man. Yes. She will make you look good. Yes. You see the strength of a woman in the kitchen. You see the strength of a woman in taking care of the children. You see the strength of a woman in advising you. She cannot fight when the thieves come in the house, but she can actually give the rightful advice to you and tell you, you know what, honey, I think this is the right way of doing this.
So you really don't look at a woman as being weaker than a man or stronger than a man, but really different, and in that difference
we need each other.
We need each other. Yes.
We are just unique. She does what I cannot do. She does what you cannot do.
Well, there are men who enjoy cooking.
Yeah, true.
But I don't know how many men enjoy doing the dishes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. They don't. They don't. Even washing, they don't.
Yeah.
They don't.
Well, this has been a wonderful conversation about about your book, Women Are Taking Over. I noticed a chapter in here, or something that you emphasize, is the legend of a great warrior.
Yeah, the legend of the great warrior.
Yeah, explain that about the book here. What does that mean? Or is that a specific great warrior, or is that many warriors? What is that?
I'll consider women as weapons.
As weapons?
Weapons. Women are weapons. In the legend of the great warrior, this man was so great he could kill 1,000 men. He had supernatural powers on him. And back in that history, in Philistine, this man was called Samson. And then they were looking for ways of putting him down, breaking him, because he had been a problem to them for so long. He was so strong that he could lift the pillars of the gates. He could kill lions. And then they were like, how can we put this man down? The woman came out and said, I know the point of weakness of this man. And the point of weakness of this man is a woman's beauty. When this man looks at a beautiful woman, he becomes weak. So if you give me a chance, I'll put him down for you. So they gave her a chance. Delilah was a very beautiful woman. And when this strong man looked at this woman,
he was weak.
He was weak. He became weak. But still, this woman had to find out. Her mission was to find out what is the secret, what is the mystery behind his strength. Where does his strength come from? So the more they spend time together, she was trying to investigate him to know the mystery behind his strength. And finally, after some time, this man could not hold it anymore, because he trusted this woman so much. He trusted him so much. And then, however strong he is, he finally told the woman the strength of his power, extraordinary power. And the strength was in the hair. Ever since he was born, they never cut off his hair.
Right.
And for the very first time, this woman made him drunk and
cut off his hair.
Cut off the hair. And the man lost all his strength and capabilities, the supernaturality. He became a normal person, just like any other man.
In the book, you also discuss different religious views towards women, like the Islamic view, the Anglican view, the Christian view. How do these differ?
I think the equality issue, the women issue and inferiority issue is an issue in every angle of every area of leadership. Not only church, but in politics, in homes, in cultures, in religions. Everyone knows how Islam treats women. But we should also look into the Catholic. You don't ask yourself a question as to why all the leaders in the Catholic Church are men. Simply because they think that because Jesus was a man,
that the leaders should be men.
Exactly. The 12 disciples were men, so leaders should be men, not women. According to the Jewish culture in Israel, women used to be treated lower than men. So as preachers and Bible teachers, we should not try to contradict leadership with culture. So as we are reading the Bible and try to teach people, we should understand that these events happened in Israel. They have their own culture. So we are trying to bring culture in belief and faith.
So let's break that down a little bit more. You're saying in culture, and are you trying to bring culture into faith?
Into faith, yes.
Okay. So what is faith to you?
Okay. According to God, He calls us equal. We are all children of God, whether male or female, according to Joel chapter 2. The Bible says, I'll pour out my spirit to every flesh, to men and women. I'll use them to both my male and female servants. So according to God, this is just uniquenesses, because He needs us to serve Him with our uniquenesses.
So this pertains to faith, in that we believe what is written to be true, that women in faith are equal to men.
Exactly. In faith, women are equal to men.
So in regards to culture being infused with this faith, what do you mean by that? You know, you're saying how you bring culture into
faith.
Into faith, yes.
I've been teaching pastors for some time, and this has been an issue in church. They ask questions. Why did Jesus call 12 disciples only men, and He never chose women? And I tell them, use your psychology. Jesus was a single man. How could it feel to find Him going to the mountain, sleeping there with women? Could it make sense to us as mentees of His teaching? Of course, His teaching could be compromised. Right. So He chose men, but not necessarily meaning that women were not important. No.
More of a sense to protect the inner circle,
the picture,
to prevent any slanderous events. Yeah. In
case Jesus came in an image of a woman, he could choose women as disciples. Have fair women. But then, because the fact that he was a man, and he was born in a culture where women are not even recognized. Let me give you an example. The Queen of England, she's highly respected and honored in the world. She's a fountain of honor. In case Jesus was born in Britain now, I think he would be born a woman.
Oh, that's a fun thought. So the religious view over women, what is you have a emphasis on that?
That we are trying much as we can to teach men to open their minds, to understand that women are not inferior to us, but they are just unique and different. They play the part that we cannot play as men, but we are all pursuing the same purpose.
Right. So when you recognize that the same purpose is the intent, then
it doesn't matter who take the lead.
So there's less defensiveness over the authority of the event.
Yes, exactly. So the objectives, the aims, and the goals that we do have is what matters, but not the gender, whether woman or man, but the purpose behind it all. So I don't think that because Jesus is male and the 12 disciples were male, that women should not involve in church activities. No, that's wrong.
Well, they are involved in church activities where I come from, but they're usually in the daycare center and in the organization and in the communications, but they aren't necessarily the ones who get up on the pulpit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So in your practice and in your teachings, you're encouraging women to get up to the pulpit.
Exactly.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Exactly. Not only the pulpits, but also in all other business aspects.
Well, the title itself, Women Are Taking Over, for a man, would that not create a sense of insecurity and wait a minute here, I've been in charge and now you're telling me my woman is taking over. What is this? So how do you explain that in the course of the title of your book?
Women are not taking over men. No.
Okay.
They are taking over their responsibilities.
Wonderful. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it has been such an honor today to meet with Emmanuel Christoe. As you can see, he's a prolific philosopher and a writer. He's developing courses and programs to encourage women to begin to take over their own lives, their own thoughts, and to have confidence in how they express their ideas. And he created a school called, it's a Wato International Vocational School, which is designed, as I understand it, to help women educate themselves in terms of a trade, so that even if they're without a man, they can help to support their family. How is that coming along?
We're actually trying to give women skills so that they can believe in themselves and they can do something to be able to take care of the families, especially the single mothers, the teenage mothers, the widows.
So Emmanuel, you've talked about women and how they're becoming more aware of the responsibility that they can take with confidence, and I understand you have a new vocational school that you've been developing called Wato International Vocational School.
Yeah.
What types of subjects are they discussing, or are they being exposed to at this school?
We have fashion and design. We also have hairdressing. We have plumbing.
For women?
Yeah, for women.
Wonderful.
Yeah, we want to teach them woodwork because we believe they can do it.
Okay.
We also have mechanical engineering. Yeah, motor mechanical engineering. We believe that they can also do it.
You know, recently it's been discussed how there are more and more women involved in the space program.
Okay.
You know, so if a woman can go to space, you can imagine the technology that they must understand.
Yeah.
They're capable of doing anything.
Yes, they're capable of doing anything. Once you give them energy, and also encourage them, because I believe that both women and men can bring a difference in this world.
There's a great contingent of astronauts actually that are African in background. These brilliant women are out there, going out into space. They're forging a new frontier, so to speak. And I think you're absolutely right in writing this book. Do you feel that this book is specifically focused for your country here in Uganda, or is it something that everyone in the world needs to consider?
It's something that everyone in the world needs to read.
Okay.
Yeah, because the issues of human rights, inferiority, violence against women and children, it's a worldwide problem.
A worldwide problem, yes.
Yeah, so it's a book that everyone can read around the world and learn something out of it, especially men. Yeah, men.
So you've had the book on the market for a while now, and you're saying that women are servants of God. How has the response been to your book, the people that have read it?
Actually, we have a program in church that we try to encourage women to be trained in ministry, and many women have been recruited in ministry. And we have found we are also dealing with issues of inferiority between women pastors and their husbands.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So a woman pastor in marriage will be a big challenge to a man's ego.
A big challenge. And we are trying to teach men and trying to show them that she's not over your head. As they think that this woman is now over my head. She's a pastor. They think that pastorship is superiority. They don't know that that's a service. So to their thinking, they try to put them down, deny them of their activities leading the church, and trying to make them 100% housewives. So we have been trying. I'm trying my best with my team to teach men, especially husbands, to women pastors, because they have a lot of problems in their ministry because of the feeling that men have of inferiority, feeling inferior to their wives, like there are too much of them. So it is a really sensitive issue that we're dealing with.
Would you consider that men have a sense of guilt around their spiritual beliefs, their faith, their ability to believe in a higher being?
I think it's insecurity. They feel insecure seeing their women becoming great. They start feeling insecure. You know, we as men, we are born to be heads, and it's within our blood. We are leaders. We want to be on the top first. So this is not about the position. It's about service.
So if men can see that women, in accomplishing greater exposure to others, are actually being of more service.
Yes, because being a leader doesn't make you a head of family. No. Being a woman leader doesn't make you a head of family, because you will never become a man. You can never marry yourself. Yes. So I don't know, I don't understand why some men even fear to date women leaders. That is service. It is service. And when we teach women leaders, we let them understand that office is office and home is home. You are a leader, you are a pastor at church, but you are not a pastor at home. You are president of a nation, but not the president of your husband. Yes, you are not the president to your children. They see you as their mother, and the husband looks at you as
his wife.
So these are duties and tasks. It is purpose behind it all. So behind insecurity, the reason that's why men are insecure, they just don't understand the difference between service and purpose and relationships.
I've heard it said that the purpose of education is to be of more service. So the more education you have, the more service you can be to the world at large, and not just within your own family relationship. So some of these women that are graduating from your pastorship are not naturally going to be world leaders in their pastorship. How does that affect their marriage? I mean, they now are certified to be pastors, and yet maybe they don't want to go out and be church leaders. But how does that affect the marriage itself in learning more about and educating yourself more in the Christian ethic?
I think education is the basis of excellence, and this world needs more energetic, brilliant, highly educated people.
Especially women.
Wonderful.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure here on Christoe Television to interview this man, Emmanuel Christoe. As you can tell, he's very thoughtful. He's very prophetic, actually, in describing that women are taking over, but he's also letting men know that what they're taking over is not the man's world. They're not taking over his life, but they're taking over their own lives, and they're taking over their own confidence and encouragement. It's been a pleasure today to talk to Emmanuel Christoe and to discuss his book, Women Are Taking Over. So please go to the internet. I think the book is available on Amazon.
Yes,
correct?
Emmanuel Christoe. Just Google Emmanuel Christoe.
Just Google Emmanuel Emmanuel Christoe, and you'll find this book among many others that he has written. I encourage you to read them because it'll give you, and possibly you should read it with your husband so that you can discuss these issues in detail and grow the love and bond between you and your spouse. So today it's a great honor to interview Christoe Muzasizi and his book, Women Are Taking Over. Thank you.